everyone, it's Reagan and welcome back to another video. Today, I am going to be doing a book haul, and this video is sponsored in part by Get Underlined and Libby. So here's the thing. I am no longer feeling guilty about my book hauls because I have taken it upon myself a personal mission to help distribute my funds and support my favorite local indie bookstores within my neighborhood. It's a transaction I am happy to provide because I get books and I get to help keep their doors open. Hey, you gotta support the community. That being said, I do have some incredible titles. I am so pumped to chat with you guys today. Fall is coming, which can only mean one thing: atmospheric books need to be had, and also there's just in general so many awesome releases that are coming out now and through the rest of this year. But before I dive into all the physical books I picked up this month, I first want to chat about one of my personal favorite things: the library. As I said, this video is sponsored in part by Libby, and if you guys are not familiar, Libby is simply one of the greatest inventions and creations of all time. Libby is created by Overdrive, which is a technology that powers a lot of local and school libraries and their online resources. Through the Libby app, you can essentially check out a bunch of ebooks and audiobooks directly from your library. It takes all of 5 minutes to sign up, and you just pair your library card with the app. You can manage all your holds and just have all of your library books in one place. Libby has been honestly a godsend always, but especially now, given a lot of us are very much at home and you're able to access thousands of books from your local library right through the app. It's truly incredible. Personally, I've been downloading a lot of audiobooks and ebooks. I have carpal tunnel, and so reading ebooks, especially a lot of my heavier fantasy novels, has honestly made my life so much easier, and Libby has made that completely possible because I'm able to just download, check out books, have it sent right to my e-reader, and then return it when I've completed it. Some books I've recently gotten from the library through Libby are Between the World and Me audiobook, Ship of Magic, as well as The Dragon Republic. So seriously, some amazing titles are on there. So if you guys haven't already, download the Libby app. I promise it'll change your life. Connect your library card and you're able to check out and access all the books your community has to offer right on your phone or e-reader or electronic device. It's a game changer. Audiobooks and ebooks for days. I'm serious. Also, they've recently come out with an online shop, shop.overdrive.com, and they have now exciting merch. And as a Libby fangirl, being able to access Libby merch is honestly chef's kiss. And the great news is actually 100% of the profits are actually donated to support library charities. So I'm gonna quickly show you guys my library merch. The first one is this amazing Libby tote, perfect for groceries, and it has a really long strap, which if you carry a lot of groceries, you'll know that a long grocery strap is key, and it also expands in a very great size. I also have this amazing Libby sweatshirt, which gonna be perfect for the cold, cozy months. This is just perfect to cozy up next to my TV fireplace. And last, and probably my favorite item, just because of my non-stop coffee drinking, is I also have this really cute Libby mug. So as I said, all this is available on their online shop, and definitely download the Libby app. It's 100% free, and all you have to do is sync it up with your library card to start checking out books today. So moving on from the library, let's talk about the physical books I have picked up this month. The first one is one that I've been super anticipating, so I'm so excited to finally have in my hands, and that is Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power, and this was sent to me by Get Underlined, and I'll also have a link to the book in the description as well if you're interested in learning more. But this is the newest release by Rory Power, who also wrote The Wilder Girls, which was incredibly popular and I've heard amazing things about. But this one, not only does it have probably the prettiest cover, and we kind of coordinate, really catches my eye with the synopsis, and I think it's going to be the perfect fall read. It follows our main character Margot, and ever since Margot was born, it's just been her and her mother, no past, no relatives, no family connections to speak of, and just the two of them living in a small apartment together. But this is not enough for Margot. She wants family. She wants to understand her history. She wants to know where she's come from. And while her mother will not answer any questions, she stumbles upon a photograph at the beginning of this book that points her in a direction: her mother's hometown. When she gets there, though, she quickly realizes it's a lot more than she bargained for, and discovers that Margot's mother has left for a reason. And was it to hide something from her past, or is it to protect Margot from something that's currently residing there? But the only thing Margot knows for sure is that there's poison in her family tree, and she might not be able to escape. Again, this book honestly really intrigues me. It sounds dark, it sounds mysterious. I personally love family dramas, and I also feel like this is going to give me the best fall spooky vibes. I think it's gonna have horror mixed with thriller, and possibly some supernatural elements, again with the backdrop of family drama. I also love small town mysteries, kind of small town secrets that everyone's kind of of hiding behind. This has really strong reviews, so it's definitely one that I think I'm gonna be picking up in the next couple of months. Big shout out to Get Underlined for sending this my way. I am so excited to have it. And again, I'm not over the coordination. Speaking of spooky vibes, the next book I picked up was The Year of the Witching. Now this book I have heard very scary but exciting things about. This follows our main character Emmanuel, who lives in a very religious and conservative compound. There is a leader there that goes by the name of the Prophet, and he sort of controls every aspect of everyone's lives. As a member of the compound, our main character Emmanuel is involved in sort of these religious cult-like activities, I'm pretty sure. She views herself as full of sin, and she's honestly just looking to receive some sort of redemption. She's also very ostracized within this community, both for her complexion and also because her family has ties to this sort of dark, mysterious forest. When this forest begins calling to her though, I think our main character's life is turned upside down. This, I believe, is full of witches. It's spooky. It has a dark and chilling atmosphere. Again, a book I think is gonna be perfect for October. I hear it's very gory and very dark, so definitely keep that in mind if you're interested in picking this book up. But for me, I don't know, I'm so excited. I hear this has a thrilling story from beginning to end, so I'm excited for a page turner. And again, I'm so ready for fall, so this was a must pick up for me this month. The next book I picked up is Harrow the Ninth, and this is actually the sequel to Gideon the Ninth. I plan to read Gideon the Ninth in also the month of October or September, so I figured might as well have the sequel on deck because I like to marathon series where I can. This is a series I have literally only heard good things about. It's also been nominated for all the Sci-Fi Fantasy Awards, and it just seems like such a good time. The first one is described as a story that unveils a solar system of swordplay, cutthroat politics, and lesbian necromancers. Her characters leap off the page and are skillfully animated. Again, I heard outer space and lesbian necromancers and honestly didn't need to hear anything more. I immediately picked this up, and I have plans to read this and then obviously the sequel in the fall, so that is why I went ahead and picked this up, as this was also a new release. I also think these covers are so much fun. Like, definitely necromancer vibes. So this is gonna be a great time. I've also been wanting to read more sci-fi. I definitely love fantasy, which we know, but I don't read enough sci-fi, which I'm trying to remedy. Next book I got is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, and is going to be a series with HBO in the near future, so all those things considered, I definitely knew I wanted to get it for my shelf. This is said to be a very profound and beautiful literary fiction, and it essentially follows two twins through their entire lives. It's set in 1950 and it goes to the 1990s, and essentially it follows two sisters who are identical, and growing up they were inseparable. However, when they reached the age of 16, each sister made a different choice. One decided to stay in her predominantly Black community and raise her daughter there, whereas the other moved to a more predominantly white community and began to also pass as white. And it is said that while they are separated by so many miles and just as many lives, the fates of the twins remain intertwined. What will happen when their own daughter's storylines intersect? I've heard, again, only incredible things about this. I also really want to pick up Britt Bennett's other book, The Mothers. Yeah, when I saw this, I had to get it, and I will hopefully be reading this soon. This book I got is Jade City. I've literally seen this all over Booktube, but I will say the first person I saw chatting about this was Mina, which I'll leave her channel down below, who has amazing fantasy and romance taste, so if you like either of those two genres, definitely check her out. But this just seems like everything I could ever want in a fantasy novel. It's described as sort of like Godfather meets fantasy, and that just sounds like so much fun. But this is centered in a magical city where Jade is power, Jade is magic, Jade is everything, and there are two families that basically deal in the trade of Jade. And as they kind of compete and vie for dominance of this city, both of them have to confront an unexpected twist when a new drug allows more people to be able to consume Jade, which can make other people powerful and possibly like fight them for their position within the city. I've heard amazing things about the story, from the action to the romance. I hear it has it all. The sequel just recently came out as well, so yeah, I saw this, I got it, I'm thrilled. I have it in hardback. It's not leaving my bookshelves anytime soon, and I just have a feeling I'm gonna love it. I love dark fantasy. I love like political city-based fantasy, and I sort of love that this has like a underworld setting that I feel like will add some really cool grit and intrigue to the whole thing, sign me up. Speaking of my desire to read more sci-fi, I also got The Space Between Worlds. This follows our main character Kara, and she lives in a world where multiverse travel is now possible, but there is a catch. You can't travel to another parallel world where your existence still lives there. But for our main character Kara, this is actually not so much of a problem because she has died in 372 different iterations of her life. For her life on Earth, she's still living, and basically because of this, she carved out a better life for herself and possibly receive citizenship. But then as some of her last remaining doppelgangers begin to be killed off, she's kind of thrust into this sort of mystery. This sounds so interesting. One, the multiverse travel really intrigues me, and this idea of doppelgangers and multiple existences. This debut also is said to deal a lot with cross-dimensional adventure, powerful examination of identity, privilege, and belonging. And I also believe it has a sapphic romance in this as well. Again, this just sounds really intriguing, and I'm trying to read more sci-fi, so this is a new release that I had to pick up. Next, I also have The Tyrant's Tomb by Rick Riordan. This is the 4th book to the Trials of Apollo series, which is one of my all-time favorite middle grade series. I obviously love Rick Riordan. I have a whole shelf dedicated to him, basically up there. And The Trials of Apollo is one of my favorite extensions of the Heroes of Olympus series. This is a middle grade series where we follow our main character Apollo, and he's essentially in the first one cast down from godhood and turned into a teenage boy, and he quickly begins to lose all of his powers, and he has to go on a quest, save the day, and kind of make friends. Given that our main character is Apollo, he has quite a big ego to kind of work through, and realizing that humanity is not just there to serve him, but he should maybe befriend them and learn something from them. It's a hilarious adventure, of course an incredible cast of characters, great mystery, and lots of intrigue along the way. Obviously, Rick Riordan makes some of the best middle grade out there. The 5th one is coming out this fall, so I thought I'd pick up the 4th one to try to read before that one comes out. I'm a big fan, so I had to get this when I saw it, so yeah. Got this. The next book I have to show off is another new release that sounds incredible, and that is Star Daughter. This follows our main character Shatal, who knows that the night sky has always held many secrets and also a lot of power, and why her hair is mysteriously dyed silver, and also why it's sometimes at night the stars call Shatal by name. Shatal's entire life she's been told to kind of hide her power and not to call to it, but unfortunately at the beginning of this book she accidentally summons a flare of star power and actually burns her father. Due to this, she's now summoned to like the Star Kingdom, and there she has to be a champion and fight for the royal house in a possible position within their royalty, which sounds so interesting. And honestly, when I hear any possible call of a magical competition, it's like say no more, I'm gonna pick this book up. Plus again, the cover is stunning. I hope there's romance and adventure and magical conflict. So yeah, heard amazing things. I also heard magical competition and I was there instantly. The next book I have to show off is The Sound of Stars, and honestly the blurb of this sold me immediately. It says, can the girl with the forbidden library and the alien who loves pop music work together to save the world? The answer is, I hope so. Follows our main character Ellie, and essentially 2 years prior, 1/3 of the Earth's population was destroyed after a disagreement between Earth and an invading alien force. Our main character now lives in a colony that was once the center of New York City, and all emotional expression is considered outlawed. Music, art, books, and our main character Ellie has her own secret library. When Ellie's secret library is found out by an individual who was raised in the lab to be emotionless, they're both kind of like put to the test, and I think they begin to work together to again save the world. This I feel like sounds like it possibly could be a lot of fun while still having darker themes throughout. I also love that this is kind of set in a post-apocalyptic America, but with that alien sci-fi twist. I know Starla really enjoyed this book too, so yeah, I grabbed this and pumped to read this soon, which I think I'm saying for every single book in this haul. All right, moving on to the last book of this haul, and that is The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. And this is a contemporary story set in LA in 1992 with the backdrop of the Rodney King trials as well as the LA riots. We follow our main character Ashley, who is very wealthy and who also goes to a predominantly white private school. At the beginning of her senior year, her only concerns are truly to go to the beach and like try to make it through her classes, hang out with her friends, all the normal concerns of a senior in high school. But as these riots begin to engulf LA, and despite Ashley trying to continue as life as normal, she quickly realizes that that is no longer possible. This book is said to be a love letter to Los Angeles. It's said to be funny, and obviously given the year of 2020 is something that America is still facing to this day. This is also said to be a harrowing shift from a black girl to a black woman, while chronicling one of the most most resounding examples of systemic racism. So yeah, I've heard really awesome things about this book. I'm excited to have it in my hands. This is a new release for the month of August, so definitely check it out. I'm excited to have it and read it soon. Alrighty guys, those are all the books I have picked up in the month of August. Let me know down below some books you've gotten recently, as I would love to know. And I will see you soon with another video soon. Goodbye!